Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the Campfire Crew, and we are doing my next update, my November update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows. Look at me actually remembering what the fucking project's called. Let me just get my little wrists out. And I just wanted to say up front that this is going to be the last roll-in of the year. So I know a lot of other creators who do this project who I've seen not do it for December. That's not what I'm going to be doing this year because I started this project later. I'm going to be working through this project in December, but I'm not going to be rolling in anything for the December update. So this is going to be my last roll-in of the year. And through November, December, I'm just going to work on finishing all my goals that I have set for myself. So this is going to be the last roll-in of the year, and I'm very excited. I can't believe I've already finished my first year. It wasn't a full year, but with a lot of projects, I end up filming them and never releasing them and never doing anything with them. So I'm really excited for myself that I've stuck to it since I started and done it start to finish, and I'm really excited for next year. So let's get into the update. So we're gonna start with my Divina palette this time. So from my Divina, if you see me looking away, it's at my notebook. So this year we rolled in one shade. We had one shade rolled in from my Divina palette every time. So from my Divina palette this round, we have the shade Nemesis, which is this shade over here. So this shade is Nemesis. I have used Nemesis this month. Let me see. This is the shade. It's Nemesis. It's this dark kind of a little bit purpley color, a little bit reddy. It's just this beautiful dark color. It doesn't swatch super well, but it's really great on the outer corner for dark looks. Yeah, I've used it 3 times this month. Yeah, and then 5 times in total. So I have to use this shade 5 more times by the end of the year to get it out of this project, which is totally doable. I'm thinking of, instead of kind of hyper focusing on one and trying to get it out, just kind of evenly having uses over everything that I roll in this month, because I have the next 2 months to kind of get all my uses out of it and just try and get everything finished by the end of the year. So yeah, I only have 5 more uses on this, and I think it's going to be such a pretty color for this kind of late fall to maybe early winter, depending on how the season goes, depending on how early we get winter this year. It's still quite warm out, actually. The weather's been kind of up and down lately, so I'm not sure what it's going to be. But yeah, that is our shade from the Divina palette. And then also this year, my second and last palette that I own is the Carnival 3 Be Perfect palette. Let's talk about Pearl first. So Pearl is this shade right here, is this really beautiful, light, kind of white based with a pink flip. It's a bit of a pinky purple flip. It's really beautiful. It's really pretty with this shade. It's really pretty with some of the pinks. Yesterday I did a look, which I'll show you there, that had Pearl in it with a bunch of pinks, and it's so pretty. It's just this lovely white kind of pink shade, and it's just really pretty. On camera it looks entirely white, and it definitely has white reflex, but in person there's a clear shift. Like if I hold my hand this way, there's a clear shift between like the white pearlescent, and the pearl is kind of like a blue tint, purple tint with the white, but the base is kind of a pinky tone, but it's really pretty with this shadow with pinks. It's just really pretty, and I've used that 2 times this month and 1 time last month for a total of 3 uses, and that's every time I've ever used the shade ever. So I'm excited to be using it, and I think I can definitely in the next 2 months get to 10 uses because I only have 7 uses left. I definitely do not think I'm hitting pan on this, but that's okay. I'm definitely gonna get my 10 uses by the end of the project. The next shade we should talk about is Mango. So let me pull out the palette again. So Mango is this shade right here. We also have Sand, which we'll talk about in a minute, but Mango is this yellow shade or orange shade right here. It's a really beautiful light orange. It looks beautiful in the swatches, especially the finger swatches, but it can also be quite a bit lighter than that. I find using it with kind of darker oranges to punch up the color really amazing. And I loved using this for Halloween looks because it's just so beautiful and Halloween-y. So this shade I used, how many times? I used 3 times this month. And over the course of the project, I've used it 7 times total. So I used it 4 times last month, 3 times this month. So next month it should be out. I thought about pushing and wearing this a lot more this week, last week, to kind of push and get this out. But when I decided that I wanted to have this as the last rollout, oh, buddy, you sit up. When I decided I wanted to have this as the last roll-in, I decided that it would be easier if I had a couple shades that were closer to hitting my goal on. That way I could focus on some of the newer shades, some of the shades that have less use in them, so that I can get all of my goals done by the end of the year. So I didn't really push for this color, but I did really like it. It was great for Halloween. It was great for September, and I've been really enjoying this, and I'm excited to continue enjoying this. So the next color we have is the one I already talked about, which is Sand. So Sand is this one here. It's just a light peach, and Sand is, I haven't talked about the dips in any of these. Pearl doesn't have any dip. Mango is starting to develop a dip, but it's not huge. Sand also has a dip. The dip in Sand is a bit wider than Mango. I probably shouldn't have swatched this here. So as you could maybe tell by the fact I said I shouldn't have swatched it there, Sand is rolling out this month. So I used it a lot in September, in October, obviously, and the month before that. This round, I used it 4 times this month for a total of 10. Last month, I used it also 4 times, and then 2 times the first month I rolled it in. So Sand, I'm actually gonna wipe off because it shouldn't be on this arm for my color story, because we are rolling Sand out, which I'm so excited about. I'll be right back when I wipe this away and also wash my fingers, because we're gonna have some roll-ins. But we also have one last shade to talk about, which is the most exciting one. Spoilers, sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. My fingers are washed, my arm is washed. So yeah, we are rolling out Sand, and the last shade to talk about was my least used for such a long time. Last month I actually used it quite a bit. Sorry, let me bring this back. I moved it over for some reason because my brain is foggy like that. Where is it? There we go. So the shade we have last is JJ. So last month I used JJ 5 times for a total of 11 times in the project. But yeah, the first month I used it once, and then I was like, I really need to up the usage. And now I have, unfortunately, just 9 uses. So I didn't hit my usage goal, but but I have pan. Y'all, I have pan in this. Look at it. It has pan. I have never panned a shade before. I know this is Project Pan, but because I don't use makeup that much, I've been rolling them out after 10 uses, as you probably know. But I finally have my very first pan. And also, these shades are very shallow. And it's also so nice because it means that next year I have a better idea of how many uses it takes to hit pan on these and how shallow the shades are. So I'll know better if I'm close to hitting pan on something. Like some of these I probably could have kept in to hit pan on, like Blaze is quite close. It's not the most close, but it's quite close. Vanilla I could have kept in and probably gotten pan on with a couple more uses. But I'm so happy. JJ was a bit of a hard shade to use at first, but I found a lot of looks that I really liked in it, and it's also, I find a lot of these shimmers need to be built up quite a bit because they just aren't as pigmented as some other shimmers I have, so I really used a lot of it. And I think most of these other shades I'm not going to be using quite as much. I think I kind of maybe dug a little bit more than I needed to in this, but I really just want the most impactful look I can possibly get, so it's just trying to use enough of it that it made this beautiful, impactful look. But I absolutely loved the looks I used with it, and I'm so glad it rolled into my project because I definitely was not going to use it. But I found a lot of looks I actually really like it for, so I can continue to use this color. Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and it was so fun for October. But yeah, the pan is also quite wide. I use my fingers primarily, so it's, you can, if you're up close, you can see that my whole finger is the area that it's dipped down. So there's quite a bit of dip around the pan too. I hit this pan on my 9th use in this, and then I had only done one eye, so I needed to do the other eye. So that's why I have such a nice big pan, because I was using my finger, so I was getting a wide surface area, and also I needed enough to do both eyes. Yeah, that's my very first pan ever, and I am so excited. I'm gonna prioritize with this palette especially, I think, hitting pan next year as opposed to rolling things out as quickly. I have some ideas for how to do that. Anyway, I won't take up too much of your time, and we'll start with the roll-ins. So we're gonna have 2 roll-ins, and again, these are gonna be the last roll-ins of the year. So I'm excited to see what we get, and also excited to take this sweater off because I am way too warm. I'll be back after I roll. Like I said last month, we're doing the D&D dice roll, and it's D12 for my Divina palette, but we're not rolling anything in from that. We're rolling in both shades from this, so it's going to be, this is going to be number 40, this is going to be number 2, and then this shade isn't going to count. And of course, if we get JJ, which is 10, 20, if we get 24, we're gonna roll a different shade in. Anyway, let me show you the D&D dice roll, and I'll be right back with my sweater off, and we'll see what I get. I'm so excited. Okay, so I have to roll this 4 times, so this is the first. So we got 19 plus 16, which is 35. So we got 35 for the first roll, and then we have 16 plus 7, which is 23. So let's see what those are. 23 is not JJ, but it is pretty close. Hello again. Okay, so it was 23 and 35. So we have 10, 20, 3. That's Blaze. Oh my god, we have Blaze again. I guess we're hitting pan on Blaze. I was just talking about it. 10, 23, yeah, that's Blaze. So I guess we're rolling Blaze back in. I did say we could roll things back in if we hadn't hit pan. And I was just talking about how I think I could hit pan on Blaze. So I guess we're gonna try and hit pan on Blaze again. And then we have 35. So 10, 20, 30. 5 is the last shade. So Blackberry, right? 10, 20, 35. Yes, so blackberry. Which would have been great for, oh my god, that's such a pretty purple. Ooh, this would have been great for Halloween too. So those are the shades we have rolled in. I need 10 uses on each of them. So we have these, the dark, ooh, okay. So Blaze, as we know, because we already had it in the project, is a really pretty bright red color. It'll be really nice for pink looks, and it might actually be good with these purple looks as like a red to purple kind of transition. And then we've got, I believe it's called Blackberry, right? Yes, we've got Blackberry. So Blaze, obviously I've used 10 times in the project previously, plus a couple other times. We've got 12 uses total on Blaze, and then Blackberry has 3 uses on it, like ever. So definitely not gonna hit pan on that, but hopefully we can get to 10 uses. Ooh, hello. 10 uses on that. So we still have this kind of like fun, kind of like Halloween-y. I'd say like if I got this in Halloween, I would have been equally as excited as I was last time. I feel like this is like Blackberry's prime Halloween purple, and red. I think it's a fun color story. We'll see what I can do with it. I think this purple, it shows up a lot darker on camera. In person, it's a little bit lighter than this. It's just a really pretty dark kind of royal purple, and then the red is just bright red. It's fire truck red. Again, we've already had the red in the project, so I'm excited to work on it again and see if I can get some pan on it actually. And we'll see what I can do with this color story, because that's my color story till the end of the year. But I am really excited for this. I'm gonna see what I can do with these. I think the red is gonna go well with my Divina shadow. I think this is gonna go well with this purple. I think the orange and red is gonna be pretty. I could do like a little sunset look with a lot of these, and then maybe go for like a grungy purple look, a grungy kind of red look. I think there's lots of possibilities with this, and I'm very excited. So I'm gonna end this video here, and I will see you guys in my next update, which is gonna be my December update, and we're gonna be doing an outro at the end of December, and then an intro for next year's Project Pan in January. Ignore my boyfriend. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Also, the reason I'm not wearing makeup, this is the very end of the video, but usually I wear makeup. I have to go to work today. I'm filming this before I go to work. Also, I woke up at 5 a.m. because my tattoo, my new tattoo that I got on Saturday, I'm filming this on Thursday, is finally in the itchy stage. And I woke up at 5 a.m. with the like uncontrollable urge to scratch. I did not scratch, but I'm struggling with the fresh tattoo. I'm not getting any more tattoos this year or next year. I'm taking a break because 3 in a year was enough for me. I'm tired. Anyway, I'll see you guys next month for the update for this, and get excited for next year because I have a lot of fun stuff planned for next year. But this year is starting to come to a close, but I'm really excited for the November and December, the last 2 videos of the year. I'm also working on a closet clean out video, but there should be some fun stuff at the end of this year and for next year, and I'm really excited. Anyway, bye. I'll see you guys next month, or if that closet clean out video comes out, which I should probably film for. Anyway, bye y'all.